out of the smoke room and into the fire. Of course you fucking brought Carl too.
I knew he was gonna like that.
Chase doesn't understand that he's also fucking Carl, so it's like you just mixed up all of his this is why Stephanie wants to keep all his friend groups separate.
Yeah, I can't let all the people who have fucked seen each other.
We come to a stop just outside the building, next to a small wash that winds by the parking lot. It's amazing how fresh the air tastes in contrast to the inside, though I feel the smoke in my fur even now. The bottoms of my feet are also stickier, from sources I'd rather not contemplate.
No, it's just the peanut shells, right?
Yeah, it's
just the peanut shells?
The sticky peanut shells.
Famously
sticky peanut shells. Huh? A penis shell is a discarded... For some reason, I'm a bit shaky. But, like, it's cold or something. It still feels above 60 degrees out here, though. The Gila crosses his arms over his chest. His expression remains indiscernible, though his demeanor is twitchier than normal. So am I, though. So, you and Carl are like best friends. Why are you so upset that he's here? Chase. Even
if they weren't fucking, like I said, all this stuff just makes Flynn's life more complicated.
It's just let the person with the secrets choose who knows them. It's just basic, like, boundary setting and, like, respect of somebody's, like, personal life is to not fucking just volunteer all their information all the time.
It doesn't even have to be a secret. It's just like there are things I would prefer people don't know about me in my life.
We just talked about
all
that
have those
seconds ago with the examples of fucking Jenna and TJ. Yeah, it's just right up there with like how Chase, because I was thinking about the Leo situation, but yeah, like the first time around, Chase also then told Carl, which means Carl knows, and that's just another person in Flynn's life. That's why Flynn said, like, you know that we're still here when you leave in a few days, right? Like, these revelations you're just throwing around, we get to just live with next week and next month and so on, and it wasn't my choice to let that be a thing. Like, fuck off. Oh my god.
Chaser shows up and knocks over all their little like dioramas, like Godzilla, and he's like, okay, bye. He, like, leaves, and everyone's just left to clean up his mess.
Yeah. Flynn frowns. I told you earlier, dipshit.
You did.
This wasn't supposed to be some big-ass gathering. Never thought I'd say this, but you seem like you're ashamed or something?
What the fuck, Chase? You couldn't even deal with being in there. You need to fucking get over yourself.
Worst possible follow-up. Which, I mean, makes sense. This place is like...
Gosh.
Chase. What? You seem like ashamed or something?
Which
I'm
you
not,
should
I'm
be.
not going to reckon with the idea that I did something wrong. Instead, I'm just going to shame you now. I thought you wanted to fuck him, Chase. Like, you're doing it. You just... Why would he ever do it again? Like, you're making him regret the first time so much, and the part where he gave you another chance. Like, have you not registered that this was him giving you another opening, Chase, to be alone with him and to try to like salvage the fuck up that you made already, and you're making it so much worse. And I don't think Chase has even clocked that that's what was happening. That like that's why he invited him here.
Chase is just so oblivious. He
I want to fire him into the sun.
Is he? Well, I mean, might be too early to say, but I mean, we have very little of the game left. Is he your least favorite character, you think?
Chase?
Yeah.
That isn't
like an actual villain. Yeah. I mean, I think Brian's pretty like.
Yeah. No, Brian and Duke are really up there. It's like a toss-up. I'm like, is Chase worse or better than Clint? Which is not a good
I feel bad for
place
Clint,
to be.
so I kind of like sympathize for Clint a little bit.
I am more sympathetic for Clint than Chase.
I feel
which is a lot.
I feel like at the end
he's not good.
We should rate favorite. We should just be like our favorites,
the
our
Echo
3
tier
favorites,
list.
and our 3 least
The most
favorites.
fucking controversial video you could possibly make. I'm already a little terrified about trying to write an essay about this fucking mess. Do you have any idea how many frayed nerves there are around every character? Like every opinion? I was getting Twitter controversies for making videos that only have like 1,000 or 2,000 views. Imagine if I make a thing that has like 300,000.
Good luck. I'm glad I just get to dissolve into the ether and just be the ghost that I am. You have to be here.
Where can we reach that? Your co-host in these videos? Ha! No.
I just don't exist on the internet.
You'll never find her. Never.
Good.
Flynn Cant says had some already defensive. What? Like stuff you'd read about, stuff that doesn't actually exist. Chase, it literally exists. Chase, why would you think it doesn't really exist? Flynn waves dismissively, making a sort of disgruntled noise. I don't know what you want, Chase. I got a feeling about what you think you want, but not what you really want. So, tell me what you think you want, and we'll go from there, alright, tit dirt?
I'll tell you what I really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I dip my paws in my pockets, not sure what to say. Despite the darkness, I can tell Flynn is staring at me with this sort of unyielding gaze. He is the unyielding gay. So, I guess we're not gonna shit in each other's mouths then.
Don't sound so disappointed.
He snirks, though stifles himself quickly. He knows I'm dodging. Look at me. Flynn bumps his knuckle beneath my chin to ease my head up. I flinch instinctively. I realize my nerves are more shot than I thought. Calm your shit. He drops his hand. I don't know if that works. I see his gaze flick to the side, then back to me. Not back to the side, no, back to me. I've got tickets that...
Just that thing you love. Now it's diamonds.
Please? That catches me off guard. I let out a big breath of air, tugging some at the fabric inside my pockets. The only person I've ever had sex with prior to this break was Leo. I'm not really ready for this sort of stuff, you know? I mean, Jesus Christ, I didn't even think you were ready for all that, and you're... Flynn, the giant slut. Yeah, I know.
I mean, you are a giant, and you are a slut.
We joked about that sort of stuff in there when we were kids. I didn't actually think you'd go this far. Okay, hold on. You're telling me you didn't fuck a single guy for the past 3 years? Yeah. Jesus fuck, Chase. You're an independent-ass adult living in a big city.
I know, Flynn's like, I would make a killing there.
You're not even that ugly. Your body's got this weird lumpiness shit going on. You smell like a clogged shower drain. Your soul patch makes you look like a hipster cunt.
Yeah, Flynn knows.
But you could probably get anyone you wanted. He looks at me like he's going to elaborate on that last remark, but doesn't. Thank you?
I don't know how I'd feel if someone talked to me that way.
You could have any man you want, you shower drain nightmare.
But you smell like a shower drain and your body's all lumpy and stuff. It's like, those are titties, but okay.
You got the jumblies or whatever. I reach up, touching my bit of chin scruff again. Still there. I get it. You and Leo being together so long fucked you up. You had your little perfect romance until it wasn't. You were 2 gay kids in backwards-ass Shitville. Woe to ya and all that. Except you weren't the only 2 gay kids. There was one more.
And maybe more and more and more. There's probably a lot of them from what we've seen so far.
There's at least more than one more, because Leo literally pivoted from one of them. Just fucking, like, dumped him in the dumpster and never thought about him again, so that he could have the chance to date Chase.
And little deer boy grew up here.
I don't know if he's gay, though.
Yeah, I guess I never really went into that.
Yeah, it never went there.
And then,
I think the only other confirmed side character is Kudzu, who didn't live here.
But what about like Brian? Brian.
That's the bad. That's the bad ending.
Brian and I guess like Clint is not. We don't know anything about Clint.
We don't know if Clint's actually
and Duke
gay.
had a wife or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably more. I mean, you got Carl there, who's like in his weird ambiguity, like, you know. But yeah, whatever.
Flynn brings his hand up to his temple, rubbing at his brow ridge. He steps offward, moving closer to the edge of the wash. Despite everything, I follow him. I came out to you first. Yeah, and that was fucking baffling. Did you come out to him first?
I think that was covered before. I think he did come out to him first.
I thought we chose.
Well, I don't think we didn't. Wait.
I don't think we came out to Flynn first, did we?
No, well, we like in Route 65, whatever. We get to ask somebody for help with something, but they don't.
And we only tried one of the options. I don't think we looped through to do all the other ones in that case.
But I get the impression that all of them wouldn't have led to you coming out to any of them.
We chose Leo, and Leo didn't get back to us at all.
We chose Flynn, and Flynn was getting groceries too.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was.
I think every person was like busy.
Well, no, because we didn't try other people. We only tried one option, and then just went through the whole thing.
Oh, yes, okay.
And so the first person that we really talked to about it was Carl, because we actually came out to him on the walk to the party.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we chose Leo, he didn't get back to us because he was at work or whatever. But yeah, there was that groceries thing with Flynn, so I think Chase might have first tried to reach out to Flynn first before the choice happened. And then Flynn, and he did get like a worthwhile response from Flynn, basically. I think because I do remember the Flynn thing, but I also remember we didn't like reload our save and loop through that thing or anything. So I think the Flynn part always happens to make this part match up.
Yeah.
And then he like gave us like I don't know,
because we didn't come out to him in that text message.
I can't remember.
Because it was like him being like him accidentally responding with this grocery, like something about getting lettuce, and then he's like, "Oh, I meant that. Send it to my aunt."
Yeah, I think that might have been I think he might have sent us a message on accident. That was I don't know. That was fucking a year ago. I can't remember that game. I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna give up now.
Jenna made a comment about how we came out, or Chase came out to her, and like, she like comforted him without revealing that Leo and Flynn had already came out to her earlier. Because Jenna was like, "Yeah, you came out to me, but like But it didn't say that it was like he came out to her first. It just said like, oh, and I comforted you without revealing that.
Well, we know for a fact
Leo
that we came out
Flynn.
to Carl before Jenna, because we came out to Jenna I think we told Jenna in her room.
Yeah.
When she didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
So she couldn't have received any message from us at all. But we met her that night.
But we didn't talk to her about being gay then.
I don't remember.
We didn't.
It's so hard to remember.
We didn't talk to her about it. I just thought it was she reminisces about that story in her route or whenever, and she was like, yeah, Flynn and Leo had already come out to me, so I was like, oh, I just didn't say anything about it.
Fact check us in the comments, because we're literally just talking in circles right now. It's like I can't confirm or deny a single thing. It's too hard. That was last year. Yeah, that was fucking baffling. He huffs, kicking a crushed beer can into the sandy loam below.
Sandy loam.
You never took a fucking guess? The curtness of my tone takes him by surprise. He turns my way, his slitted eyes seeming to bounce as if he's looking me over. Your horny, 15-year-old ass wanted my dick.
Don't ever say that sentence again, Flynn. Without context, do not ever say that sentence again.
I let out a frustrated groan, resisting the urge to shove Flynn into the wash. No, idiot. You were the oldest, and despite how crude you were, I knew you'd know how to handle it in a way that wasn't, I don't know, patronizing or something. After everyone found out I was like this, people started treating me differently right away, yeah?
You didn't think he was going to be patronizing to you?
I was 18. You were 15. You never took a fucking guess? I furrowed my brow, pulling my paws out of my pockets and crossing my arms tight over my chest. I wasn't gonna take advantage of some tumultuous kid whose balls just dropped. That moral quandary didn't stop our supreme group patriarch, though. After that, folk treated you different because you had a big-ass Latin wolf wrapped around you at all hours of the day. Whinge your ass off about that all you want, but you two were fucking just the worst with that PDA shit. Leo bitches about how the group started splitting when we got older, like it wasn't his own damn fault. Who wants to be around that fucking stuff every day? It definitely was just consistently canon that they were that
couple
that much as they were in the two TJ stories. Like that's just what they were like all the time, all day. Period.
That's pretty rough.
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 I curl my paws into fists. I don't think I could take Flynn in a fight.
You can. We know the secret.
I've got news. But a clean punch to his jaw is starting to feel more and more worth it. So that explains it all, then. Gay stuff disgusts you. You think you're disgusting, so you cling to places like this because it's what you think you deserve. I don't think that's a sensical read of anything that was just said, Chase. No one's like, grossed up by gay stuff. It's like they were extremely a lot. Like every time you interacted with them in those stories, you could tell that they were just fucking and trying to get back to it and wanting you to go away. Which would socially fracture a group of people trying to hang out. Like the part where you want them to leave and you just want each other and to be alone. Like I've never gotten a hint from Flynn that he thinks that being gay is gross, is what I mean. Oh yeah,
no. I mean, I don't think he's obviously not ashamed of like really anything. I do think that like that much PDA in front of your friends, regardless of what type of PDA it is always kind of a little off-putting. So you just got to be considerate, I guess.
I thrust my arm out, pointing to the dilapidated red building beside us. You're a self-hating prick.
I don't think he's self-hating.
Yeah, I feel like this is
I think it's the wrong read, yeah.
Flynn stares ahead, going quiet as a large semi-truck passes on the nearby highway. Something seems to change in him, like a switch being flicked. After a moment, he blows out a long breath of air before simply shaking his head. Fucking way off, Mark. Aren't you supposed to be a journalist or something?
Yeah, tell him.
You two ignored all of our asses. Carl was your best friend and you just fucking dropped him the moment you started riding the dick of Mr. Football. Did wonders for his self-esteem, really. He turned out just peachy, yeah? And TJ, oh man. What a bunch of victims you two were to his just overwhelming Christian persecuting. Flynn, don't be saying bad words in front of him. He's very delicate. Yeah, I'm the bad guy, but you two took some sick pleasure in insulting him and his nice-ass family because of what he is. Even though you two knew damn well he nor his family had anything close to ill will for us dirty sodomites. Then there's Jenna. Remember when you three all used to hang out at Leo's whenever shit got real fucking awful for her? Remember how that just stopped when you two started learning your dicks could go in each other's asses? Remember how shit got worse and worse for her? Remember when she changed her name? Remember when Adam killed himself and her dad did that thing? Flynn steps towards me, hunching down nearly a foot to meet me at eye level. Heard you at least found some time to give her a ride out of town when she finally had to run away, though. Since you and Leo were fighting that weekend. See, when Leo and I fucked, you didn't see him cooing about it to everyone in earshot for the next week. So that's canon. We're sure about that now.
Flynn's laying it down, dude.
I feel my chest going tight. What?
Oh. Flynn kicked his ass in that fight.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Flynn's always right. Except how to handle social situations.
Well, in this situation, like, this was a fight and Flynn won.
Yeah.
In other situations, it's not warranted. But no. I think this
is the first fight that Flynn's ever won. Verbal or physical. Like, it's been a disaster for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Flynn rises to his full, unhunched height. Without another word, he turns and walks past me. What do you mean? My heart pounds and I follow. Where are you going? He rounds the corner. I try to catch up, but my foot catches on a root.
Of course it does.
I slide forward and I feel my fur scrape the bark. My body flips somehow. My tail strikes the ground first, bending back and launching me forward like a spring. Next thing I know, my whole body's in the air before I feel the dark, sandy ground of the wash bed meet my face. He is a fucking Olympic tripper. It's the only thing he's good at. And drowning people, I guess. Weird skills.
Yeah, they don't have Olympic entries for either of those. There's probably a reason for that.
Olympic drowning.
Olympic drowning.
No. My ears ring and I feel blood begin to seep from my nose. I lay there, unmoving. He just kicked his own ass. As I shut my eyes, I feel the sting within them. I realize I haven't cried in a long time.
You should cry more often. Maybe you'd be a nicer person.
Oh my god. Don't get on Stephanie's bad side. It's Friday. It's only Friday. That was only Thursday.
Holy shit.
Isn't Saturday the really bad day usually? We're still not there, yeah.
Yeah, and the Sunday's like the resolution day.
If they make it that far. I bring the tripod back over my shoulder, wincing some as the metal pushes against my collarbone. I came all the way out here to the old post office, but the camera battery won't stay in. I can't even turn the thing on without physically pushing and holding the battery in place. I almost have fucked the thing up more than I originally thought. Yeah, you know, the consequences of your actions. This is more of Chase fucking around and finding out. Like, this is what your camera is damaged because once again you just could not think about this, like, the situation that you were putting your friends in. Which is this entire route. Yeah,
you couldn't empathize with another person who didn't want to be there, who was there as a favor to you anyway, who you were taking advantage of, who broke your camera on accident, who you then shamed for that and made him feel stupid.
Like, Carl, what the fuck?
Like, oh, it's really easy, can't you do it? Like,
camera stands are hard.
This is all Chase's fault. None of this is Carl's fault.
I'm gonna have Stephanie set up my camera and I'm gonna film her and laugh.
How you gonna film me if I'm setting up your camera?
Just shitty phone cameras.
Damn it! There was
more than one camera. God.
Yeah, no, I will try. I will try to do it, and then I'll drop it, and I'll break it so the battery doesn't sit in place, and I'll say, "This is all your fault, Keith. You made me do this thing."
And that's why the video essays are delayed. It's her, not me, not being able to finish a script.
Yeah, sure.
When I get back to the motel, I'll have to see if I can fix it. Otherwise, I'll have to probably download some pictures off the county website and just narrate over them. I should have scanned those photos I found at City Hall, because going back there now doesn't seem like a great idea. I close my eyes, letting my legs lead the way as I step through the tall grass and back onto the dirt road, the tit dirt road. So I can just see him everywhere. Have we ever isolated ourselves this hard from the route character this early? In any playthrough? I don't think we have.
Not this early.
We're like, it's Friday and we're like Flynn already doesn't want to see us again, basically.
Yeah, usually it takes us a little bit longer to get there.
It's hot today. Way hotter than it usually is in late spring. Everything is kind of hazy, too. Like there's wildlife air blowing downward through echo. Those usually drive my allergies nuts, but so far I'm not feeling too stuffed up or itchy. As screwed up as it sounds, I always kind of liked when there was a big fire in state. I mean, sure, it sucks sneezing all the time and having my nose feel scratchy, but I love the burning smell. It reminds me of barbecues.
So selfish. You're like, I don't mind if the world burns. I like the smell. Blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. At least here in California, I don't think that like wildfires smell like barbecue.
Not like barbecue, but I do understand like the smoky smell. But it's not worth it.
No.
Like, just the
hypochondriac in me is like, I'm not allowed to. I can't breathe the air today. I have to like hide completely. This will cause long-term health problems.
It sucked because last time that there were the big fires, my air conditioning in my car didn't work, so I drove to work with my windows down, and by the time I got there, my eyes were bloodshot from all the air quality being that bad. I didn't have much of I was gonna die in the car. If I had it rolled up, I was probably gonna overheat and die because it was fucking miserably hot. It was just all a bad time.
I don't like it.
Yep.
No. I mean, sure, it sucks sneezing all the time and having my nose feel scratchy, but I love the burning smell. It reminds me of barbecues. Chase, no. All right, have a good opinion ever, please. I'm begging you at this point.
Give us something.
It doesn't smell like that now, so that does remind me. I pull out my phone. It's 10:03 a.m. Jenna texted earlier.
Chase.
Fucking smirk.
That's very cheeky. Chase, Leo wants to set up his grill at the hill behind your house around early afternoon, I think. If you want to stop by, you can.
Are we gonna confront Leo now? Are we gonna be jealous of Leo sleeping with Flynn when
are we gonna confront Leo
when we're not broken up with him?
And also he thinks like he basically knows that we fucked Flynn. So at this point, it would be it'd be like to shame him for fucking Flynn would be pointless because you've also literally fucked Flynn. I mean, you can obviously argue about them being together at the time. I'm assuming they weren't. I'm assuming it was after Chase left for college. Yeah, I'm wondering what. Well, yeah, I imagine it wasn't during. So I'm wondering whether Flynn and Leo was before or after Chase. If it was when they were 16 and 17, or if it was when Chase was in college. Well, if that's the case, if it was before, then like Leo's all over the place because he was already fucking Micah. Yeah. But anyways, long story short, that's high school for some people. There is no he has no right to confront him on this, but I feel like he's going to anyway. So let's see it happen. Well, Chase is an incredibly selfish person, so that's consistent. Yeah. When we were kids, sometimes my dad would let us roll our little charcoal grill up there and try cooking ourselves. My dad always said it was to keep a wide buffer between us and the house so we didn't accidentally burn the place down. After Flynn set a bush on fire in our backyard during Labor Day, I kind of understood the sentiment. I exhale, shoving my phone back into my pocket. Interesting, Leo decided to schedule it while Flynn is still working. That was so on purpose. This bitter fucking friend group, oh my goodness. I would just leave. Yeah, I would just leave. Like, I couldn't... I just can't handle the stress of this friend circle and their shit and how they all deal. Like, I just can't. I bring my thumb and forefinger above my muzzle and press at the space between my eyes. I sniff, smelling the faint scent of musty ash that seems to cling to my fur even after the shower I took this morning. And just like that, my blood seems to cool. I get that weird stuttering feeling you have in your heart when you remember something you don't want to. Ugh, hate that. Last night doesn't seem real. Ballard. I can't believe shit like that exists. Just past where I grew up. That's what you're shaken by? Was right next to my family home. Blah, blah, blah. I can't. Oh my gosh. I struggle so hard to relate to Chase as a character so much. It's a struggle. I'm just like... I would be reeling from the fucking, like, argument I had last night. That would be keeping me up all night, and it'd be all that I'm thinking about all the time is the actual social conflict I just had. And the bar would be like, huh, neat. Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Like, that's interesting. You just, the more you learn, I'm happy for them, honestly. I don't know if I'm happy for them because I don't know I'm not sure if I'm ready to unpack the reservation sex club part. But I mean, like, if there was just like
because that's also not what Chase cares about. Chase isn't thinking about that either. He's thinking about like, can't believe he was elbow deep up that guy's ass. And like, okay,
So lewd and risque. Oh no.
it's like you opted in, man. Go away.
Like the way I see it, if all that is consensual and not predatory, which I mean you can argue that it might be, but I'm not going to get
Yeah.
into that. I'm assuming it's not in this,
I would
in this
just
context.
clap and hold up the 10.
Yeah, I would say.
Wow, look at him go.
I'm glad that there is like an outlet for gay people in this very small community in which there's probably not a lot for them. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. They have a place to go do what they would like to do, and that's great. No, honestly, having any kind of like fight or like social conflict, even like small ones, I dwell on it
Yes.
for days. I do not like that, and I'll sit there and I'm like, was it my fault? Was I right? Were they right? Was
Oh yeah,
I
it's
wrong?
why having a comment section and a Twitter is bad for me. Because it adds more opportunities for them.
That's why I don't have one of those.
Yeah, don't. It's not good. I can't believe that shit exists just past where I grew up. How long has that place been around? It doesn't even have a name. Yeah, that's the point. I searched the address some more when I got home, but I didn't find anything online. I mean, I've been in gay bars before up in Peyton, usually because some girl I'm friends with drags me there. That's the most realistic thing.
Yeah. I went out with one of my friends from high school for his birthday. We went to like a gay club, and it was him. I think in total there was 2 guys and probably like 9 girls.
No.
And obviously, this gay bar was very skewed towards men, so it's like I was like, oh, I was trying to get to the bar to get like a drink, and like, nobody would move out of the way from me.
It just becomes like
and I was like, I'm barking up the wrong tree here. I can't be cute here and like get to the front. They're not gonna let me through. They don't care. They're like, who let you in here?
It's one of those situations where it's just like, the vibes are off. Like it's like, obviously there are gay women and so on.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
Oh, that explains so much.
But I have heard multiple stories from people that there's like a particular sort of like bachelorette party sort of situation that happens where just like a bunch of straight women just kind of like throw parties or have get-togethers at gay bars, and it's like there's like some pretense of like it's like it feels safer there or more like good, but on another level it can feel like weirdly like the gay guys there are the zoo and the women are there to be entertained by their existence and so on, and it's like this is our space.
No, I like, oh my gosh, I usually, one of the ones I used to go to all the time was very much equally mixed, like men and women, gay men and gay women, right?
Yeah.
And I'd go there and like, you know, like I could be like, he let me through to the bar, and I'd like definitely get through, you know, but one time I was like, oh, I told this girl I liked her dress, and she like rolled her eyes at me, and was like, ah, like you wish, and I was like, fucking fuck you, I was not hitting on you, you ugly bitch, I'm just complimenting your fucking dress, get out of the way, you don't belong here with your boyfriend, go away.
It just fucks the vibes up. You're like, what are you doing?
I was so mad because the thing is, like, any other person there, if I said like, oh, I like your outfit or whatever, they would have been super nice about it. This fucking girl, she's like, oh, I'm a straight girl at the gay bar, don't hit on me.
It's like, this is
and
not,
I'm like, I was
this isn't
not
your space. You're a guest here. Jesus.
I literally looked at her and I was like, get over yourself. I wasn't. I was so mad. I'm still mad.
Do you know how
obviously.
hard it is to make Stephanie mad?
Oh my gosh.
Especially at a gay bar.
Everyone there is very nice. Like, I was not expecting some sassy bitch to be there that night.
Yeah. But nothing quite like that. At least Daxton seems to not hate it completely by the time we left. Just he's so excited to talk about Ed Astor with an old gay guy.
They probably talked for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I guess they didn't, because like 2 minutes later he was balls deep in Casey. So I guess I don't know what happened to Daxton after that.
Yeah, we just left Daxton.
Yeah, we left.
We could have honestly just left him there and not even noticed.
Yeah, but we left Daxton with Ryan.
No.
But then Ryan was inside.
No. We left Daxton with the horse, which is
it
not
was
Ryan.
a polo horse, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a polo
Yeah, it was one of
horse.
the polo horse, the teal polo horse.
Yeah.
The Clydesdale, I think.
His name was Mike. Yeah.
Isn't that the comically big horse?
Yeah.
So it's just like this giant gay tank of a man just nerding out about Captain Kirk with this little salamander.
With a little salamander
that's
boy.
just kind of scared and lost.
What a combo.
That's just a nice little scene for like someone to draw. Like just a neat. It's just like neat. I just think they're neat.
He's all bashful. He's like, remember that one episode? Yeah. And the big horse guy's like, oh yeah,
the people, half their faces were white, the other faces were black, and they were racist because the people that were half black and half white because they were on the other side. So Star Trek is really dumb if you try to explain it out loud sometimes.
It's like JoJo's.
They tried to do an episode. That's one of the earlier, and it's like it's a cool idea. But like one of the earlier episodes that tries to deal with racism in Star Trek was they did what Star Trek usually tries to do, which is use sci-fi to abstract the concept so that it's like less immediately recognizable as being the direct analogs of real life, so that you can then deal with the concept divorced from real life baggage and then try to have like
then
interrogate
you can later
it that way.
Apply it to
which is
real
like
life situations.
which is the point of a lot of sci-fi, especially Star Trek. But in this case, the somewhat goofy implementation, like, it's like akin to how goofy this Dr. Seuss one was with the
Sneetches.
Yeah,
that one's, I love that one.
But in this one, it was that their faces were cut in half, like that one type of cookie. Or they're half black and half white, like perfectly black and perfectly white on the two sides of their faces, and the people they're racist against were the same two colors but switched. Which is
that's so arbitrary.
Yes, which is the point. But it's like, so it's like it gets the idea that it's arbitrary and pointless, and that there isn't like a logical explanation behind racism to begin with. It always is just bullshit. But it's really goofy to parse visually, and it's really hard to like process. I think Black Sad does it better, because Black Sad, we're really off topic here, but like furry media has a tendency to make different furry species the races in their racist story, which messes things up in that X-Men sort of way, where it's like, it's a racism allegory, but also the people you're being racist against can shoot lasers out of their eyes, so there's kind of an in-universe juxtaposition for being worried about them, so it's maybe not a great racism allegory. And like Beastars is like they're predators that eat people, so maybe the racism allegory isn't, you know, the most amazing like analog to draw.
Because it's not on just like the basis of them existing, it's the basis on the fact that they do eat people.
But in Black Sad, like that's that noir detective guy.
Yeah.
They do have all the different animal races, but the racism is still about being black or white, literally. Like their fur color.
Oh.
Regardless of animal type.
What if you're like orange?
They're like around, but like the characters are kind of coded as one or the other to some extent, but like in that story in particular, characters are just literally black or white for the most part.
The Dalmatian walks up.
Which ends up coding Blackset as being mixed race because he has that white patch on his face and he's otherwise mostly black and everything. So that so he doesn't really fit either side of this dichotomy that's happening there. And that story just has the KKK in it, like literally. And so like they have their racism plotline in the universe, but they're not like, oh, we're all racist against rats or something because of like rat stereotypes. It's like literally just like across all of the different species of people, there just are still like people with black and white fur, and that's how arbitrary and stupid it is, because that's how it be.
So the KKK doesn't stand for like kangaroo, kitten, kinkajou?
Oh yeah, that even says it here. Turns out the middle-aged horse guy was an old dastry.
Ad Astra, dastry.
A term for people who really like Ad Astra. That term.
Oh, like a Trekkie.
I have never encountered that term, so it did not take off in the Echo fandom.
It didn't.
People do not. Ad Astra fans do not call themselves dastries.
Keith, you're a dastry. You're a Trekkie and a dastry.
It sounds like you're calling yourself nasty.
You're
a dastry. Daxton and him hit it off pretty well while I was away. Carl, meanwhile, was already passed out on the car by the time we got back.
I love Carl. He's simple. He's a nice guy.
It was an awkward car ride home.
I'd probably hang out with Carl. Like, of all the people here in this group dynamic, I think Carl's the one that I would feel the easiest hanging out with.
Yeah, well, Carl's easy. Carl's chill, especially if you're literally just playing video games and getting high.
It doesn't seem like he doesn't want to be mean. Like,
no. A strange sense of sad nostalgia takes hold of me as I approach the faded white old brick structure that was my home. The white picket fence that surrounded the exterior is all but gone now. The few remaining posts are scattered all over the yard, some half buried in the loose, barren topsoil. I remember Dad always made a point to paint it every summer, and I'd pitch a huge fit because I hated it. It's our first time going to his house, I think. Working in 110-degree temperatures with scratchy bramble getting stuck in my pads, not to mention the dirt on the paintbrush. Dad never was happy with how it turned out, anyway. He'd yell at me for laziness and doing a poor job. He claimed I had no aptitude for work, first placing the blame on me playing too many video games, then Leo. People are supposed to have a sense of satisfaction in their work, but every moment away from an escapist diversion seemed to make me miserable. I'd coop myself up in my room with a big-ass plug-in fan.
That's right, big ass plug.
Yeah. Watching TV, daydreaming about fictional guys, and eating just an absurd amount of cereal. I sigh as I walk over to an old plot where Mom's garden used to be. According to City Hall, this place is abandoned and condemned now. I step up to the window of my old bedroom, squinting through the dusty glass and spying the familiar turquoise shag carpet inside. All the furniture's gone, and spider webs hang from every corner. There's some graffiti on the wall as well. A gang sign or something that looks like a crooked red number 8. An infinity sign? You think that's a gang sign? Seeing it, I'm left with a feeling of unease, like the sanctity of what was once mine had been taken away. I don't exactly pine for the days of being stuck in there, but there's this overwhelming pang of awareness that those times have passed and are never coming back. The worries I had growing up are gone, and replaced by these visceral, very adult concerns about money, jobs, debt. But I'll never have a group of friends like I did back then.
You might have a better group of friends.
Please. 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 A sharp whistle breaks my train of thought. Nope. Failed that one.
I can't whistle very good.
It's variable. I spent a lot of time practicing the fucking twisted nerve whistle.
If I could whistle better, yeah. I would.
I spin around to see the silhouette of 2 figures up the hill, overlooking the house. You didn't invite TJ? Why didn't you invite TJ?
Yeah, why didn't you invite TJ?
Why aren't TJ and Carly? You're having a barbecue with just 3 people out of 6. Leo and Jenna. After a moment, TJ walks up next to them and waves. Hi, Chase! Oh, I've been this route sometimes. I left my paw up, offering a limp wave in return. Next thing I know, TJ's making his way down the slope, Leo right behind him. Jenna follows shortly after. Chase! It's good to see you again. The lynx looks tired, all things considered, the tips of his fur tinged with the orangish dirt of the area. Still, he's beaming at me regardless. It's good to see you too, actually. TJ cocks his head. Actually? I blink.
What a fucking thing to say.
Yeah, what do you mean by that, Otter? Leo has a stern voice. His eyes are hard upon me. It's our first encounter since the beginning of this route. Chase, just get in your car and drive away. Just go back to college. Run. I mean, you know what I mean?
No.
A smirk appears at the edge of the wolf's muzzle, and he steps up to me, slugging my shoulder with enough force to sting a bit. He really did cut everybody off because he was sleeping with Flynn the same way that he probably did with Leo back when they were kids or teenagers, and just like we just saw it happen in real time how easily he just like stops interacting with everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, oh right, TJ exists. Well, astonishingly, it's good to see you swell. Just gonna add in random adjectives just to fuck with people now. Figure out the answer, huh?
I feel like astonishingly is one of the biggest words Leo's ever said.
Damn.
Well, I just mean like in everything he ever says, like astonishingly is like not usually in his vernacular. I
wince a bit from the blow. Leo reaches over and ruffles my head fur. Sorry. He grins a little awkwardly. He seems cheery, overall. It's hard to believe he's the same Leo that just yesterday I was hiding in a bathroom cupboard from.
It's the same one.
Yeah.
It is the same one.
Yeah, it's consistent behavior, actually. I try not to look too tense.
Next time, hit him harder.
Jenna gives me an edged look, though there's warmth in her eyes. Jenna! She looks me over, then glances toward the road.
I'm surprised you didn't drive.
We found a picnic table in one of the yards of the abandoned houses. We set it up over there. He points to the base of the hill slope, where sure enough an old wooden picnic table sits. And TJ was okay with this? The lynx frowns, digging his toes into the dirt. Well, as long as we put it back when we're done. You're becoming quite the rebel, TJ. I manage to smile at him. He looks slightly aghast, and though Leo chuckles.
We should put the hot dogs on the grill now. The bacon won't take as long. Bacon on a grill?
If
People do that?
I think you might have to use foil, but I'm not sure. Jenna turns, making her way over the table. I have never grilled.
I haven't eaten bacon for over 25 years. No, 22
It's
years.
been
Whatever.
82 years. Besides, it is a green portable propane grill, like the sort you'd use for camping trips. On top of the grill are a couple of Ziploc bags. We're going to grill up these fancy pepper jack hot dogs we got in Peyton, and some applewood smoked bacon. That sounds good. We even got some tofu dogs for Carl. Just like the old times, yeah? Is Carl a vegetarian?
Yeah, every time he eats veggie burgers.
The veggie burger mentioned from before, yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't come up too much.
Well, because he's the one, like, non-carnivore. I mean, Chase is like a... No, Chase is he's an otter. I think they're just carnivores. I don't think they're omnivores. I think they're just carnivores, but I'm not positive. But...
I hope we've gotten better at cooking since then, but, where's Carl? Leo shrugs, TJ chiming in. Maybe he slept in? It's kind of early. For him, I mean. We make our way over towards Jenna. Leo's tail wags slightly as he walks. I set my gear down and peer up the table. The thing is dirty as hell. Probably over a decade of dust and weather etched into the wood and metal. I can't remember what neighbor this belonged to. Over the years, there were so many. Usually hippies or retirees seeking to get away from the hustle and bustle of urban and even suburban living. Most became rather disillusioned with the idea of Echo being some lovely desert space after about a month of living here, though. I glance up at Leo. He looks back at me. He's taking the hot dogs out of the packaging and getting them set up on the grill. The wolf doesn't say anything, and neither do I. He keeps making the same faintly awkward smile whenever I look at him too long. TJ and Jenna have sat down at the table and are digging through a weathered backpack. TJ takes out some paper plates, setting out a small stack and weighing them down with a rock so they don't blow away. That seems kind of unhygienic.
Don't worry, we won't eat off of that one.
He looks up and over at me. That's the Stephanie plate.
I was gonna say, I would eat off of that one. We'll just give it to Chase.
TJ frowns and shakes his head. I sigh, furrowing my brow some. Look, I'm sorry I haven't been around much this whole trip. I kind of regret it too.
You kind of regret it. I kind of regret it.
Astonishingly regret it.
Really?
The Fennec responds with a tone of feigned surprise, though when we lock eyes she seems to waver some. That's not the right waver, right? There's no I in waver, is there? Unless it's a paper?
No, I mean, but I don't know how else you spell... How else would you spell waiver?
I think you just spell it without the I think, right? I could be wrong. I thought waver with that.
You know, I think you might be right. I'll go look.
She crosses her arms over her tank-topped chest, looking down, then back up again, then back down. Sorry. I can't stop.
Yeah, wavering is without the eye,
Okay.
the one that you're thinking
That's what
of.
I
I just
thought.
couldn't picture, like, it didn't look right in my brain.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's been an interesting few days for us.
What does that mean?
What have you guys been up to?
I raise a brow inquisitively. Yeah? Same here. Then a smile summoned in apologetic fashion, and I move to sit next to her. TJ reaches into the bag and holds up a few bottles of condiments for me. We got a jalapeno ketchup, relish, spicy mustard, and a baggie of chopped onions. This is me not addressing the question. Let's just power on through. Sounds delicious, TJ.
Yes. I know, it's a spice overload, but it was to appease Leo's iron palate.
I want this.
Yeah, it's
Give
jalapeno
me-
ketchup's pretty good.
Give me this.
Relish is
now.
okay.
I want those dogs.
I like the onions. I don't know if I want spicy mustard.
Hearing his name, Leo waves at us. Huh? Someone's name? Just dog brain.
Yeah, like a dog. Ooh.
Huh? Kiki?
She's sleeping.
No, she's not here. She's gone. You know, I read an article once that people who like spicy foods have masochistic tendencies.
I don't think that's true. I think that's a surface level observation that you want to say makes sense,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, because you could just be genetically prone to liking
I
things
think that's
that are
just
spicy.
I think that's just the whitest thing he's ever said.
The whitest?
Yeah. There's literally entire cultures that have significantly increased spice content in their food.
Like, I feel like a non-masochistic individual that just so happens to be born in, like, Thailand might just be more chill with spice regardless of them being masochistic or not, because they are, like, Taiwanese and they, like, that food is what they're going to be exposed to their whole life.
I'm just thinking about, like, our entire friend group. I'm like, if I were to rank most to least
Or be Thai, not
masochistic on some
Taiwanese.
level, like, I don't think that Marty would be the king of the leaderboard, and he's the
He
king
likes
of
spicy
he's
foods?
the yes he had
Oh yeah, he had the peppers at his wedding.
yeah, he had fucking reapers at his wedding, like. But Marty's
very nice.
intensely spicy.
He's a very sweet person. I doubt he's not.
Yeah.
I don't think he's.
Meanwhile, Stephanie here is like, this mayo's too spicy. I'm in danger. I can't. I'll suffer
definitely
through
a
it, but I can't
masochist.
eat this. That's what I'm saying. Like, you and Marty seem inverted on both of these spectrums. So I don't know if this is an accurate claim that Chase
Yeah.
is making.
It's not. Long story short.
Jenna rolls her eyes, glancing to Leo, then back to me.
Only you could confirm that in Leo's case. As for the article, yes, I've heard that before. It's pop psychology and based off of survey statistics.
Doesn't Leo not even bottom? What about me? What about me? That's the tone.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. One of Leo's ears flicks to point our direction.
Chase was just telling us about your masochistic tendencies.
Leo stops what he's doing, looking at us with slightly widened eyes. My what? Oh, God. I cover my face with my paw. Tsk, I wouldn't say I'm into that. You shouldn't be talking about people behind their back, Chula. He says it this teasingly, stretching out some aluminum foil on the grill and placing the strips of bacon on it.
You were right. Someone should have told you that earlier. You've been talking about Chase non-stop this week.
Jenna, you little shit stirrer.
Jenna!
Jenna, you need to fucking chill. Holy shit, that's her motive now. Leo stiffens some, then tries to laugh it off. What? Was just worried about him. He looks to me. With Flynn being all unstable and shit. Flynn is the most stable person here, I feel like, compared to Leo.
He is consistent.
TJ flinches at the swearing. I'm surprised the Lynx was unperturbed during the masochism talk. Maybe he doesn't know what that is? It's a futon.
A futon.
Futon, remember? What's a futon?
A food, yeah.
I rub my arms apprehensively, peering at Jenna. What sort of stuff was he saying about me? Chase!
Dude.
Jenna looks in that wry way she does when she finds herself in a position of advantage over Leo. Leo looks at her, anxious. Nothing bad, Otter. I bet my neck.
Maybe it's best if you two find some time to talk alone today.
The Fennec looks at Leo, as if having delivered an act of supreme mercy. Leo, in turn, looks grateful, keenly aware that he has become indebted by the act. Right. We were planning on that anyway, I think? Jenna just nods.
Good.
You'll need to stop distracting the cook here. Chase, can you... Past the sizzling of the grill, the clops of hooves on dirt becomes audible. TJ cranes his neck some to peer past Leo, then smiles. Carl! And, oh! Hi! Is it Daxton?
Yeah.
Daxton! He's so tall.
I guess so.
Compared to everyone else.
He just next to Flynn, and Flynn's like taller.
Yeah.
Yo. Hi.
Carl immediately plops himself down on the table across from me, the ram rubbing his eyes with his fists. Daxton, meanwhile, lingers at the end. His eyes are on me, as if waiting for something. Oh, hey Daxton. I didn't know you were coming?
Carl invited me. I wasn't really doing much else today.
I put on a smile, but seeing the two just sort of reminds me of last night.
Good to meet you. I'm Jenna.
Jenna offers a quick nod. Meanwhile, TJ seems to bolt up, offering a paw to the tall salamander. Hi, I'm TJ. It's good to meet a friend of Carl's. Daxton looks a little surprised, shaking TJ's paw before looking back to me. He still has that same expectant expression on his face. Daxton, Flynn's roommate, right? No, now Daxton gets to be worried about Leo.
Oh no.
He knows something's up. Leo strolls up beside him, spatula in grasp.
I'm said roommate. Yeah. Wait. You look familiar.
Leo squints. You the Vespa guy? Daxton looks back towards the road.
Yeah, I drive a Vespa. Why?
Leo lets out a humored noise, rubbing his brow with his free paw as he grins. He's gonna have car opinions. Here comes some car opinions. He came to my dad's shop about an oil leak in that thing. Daxton blinks in realization.
Oh, Alvarez Auto up in Peyton. Yeah, I went there.
That thing was a damn nightmare. At first I thought you were just using the wrong type of oil, since that's the most common reason. People don't know they gotta use motorcycle oil, which lathers the transmission, gears, valves, and all that. Plus it's less thick. But the thing was still leaking. So, next I drained the overflow tube on the air box and troubleshooted. Took me about 2 hours until I figured out that I had to do with the piston rings being worn out. Problem is, your little ride's a damn special overseas import, yeah? There's no place that has better replacement parts you needed for at least 7,000 miles.
I inherited it from my uncle in the old country. I guess that's why it took so long.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever worked on a machine like that prior to you, so thanks for the experience. Like I was saying, my dad owns that place. I'm Leo Alvarez. Leo extends out a paw, though with less gusto than TJ.
Leo.
Face.
Wait, oh yeah.
Making a face.
Oh. Leo.
Oh.
Leo.
I see Daxton's gaze flick to me, his lips pulling a bit tighter on his smooth face. He takes the paw, shaking it. Leo perks a brow. Judging by the look on your face, you've heard of me?
A wee bit.
All good, I hope. Leo smiles lopsidedly.
Not really, but whatever.
No!
Dude!
Why?
You can't do that. That's...
No!
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
The response elicits a collective irk
Yes.
from the most of us. The salamander withdraws his hand and Leo looks a little gobsmacked. Look at Leo's face.
No, no.
No! You don't say that out loud. Your roommate's Flynn, so I guess that's to be expected. Daxton shrugs, then moves to sit at the table next to me.
Chase, if you've got a minute, could we talk later?
Yeah, I think we're all gonna have to talk later. Like,
Yeah.
next episode. Oh my god.